There's new food in Epcot. La Poutinerie is now open, serving different variations of the Canadian dish. We'll try everything from the new stand and finish with a trip to Cellier to see who really has the best poutine in the park. Just a few weeks ago, the former refreshment port reopened as the Poutinerie. And I'm so happy this snack finally has a new home. The building is looking really great, so first things first, we have to go take a look over the menu. So on the menu, you can see we have two different kinds of poutine. There is a Quebec style poutine, which is your more traditional style version of the dish with just fries, cheese curds, and gravy. And they also offer a Montreal version with some smoked meat, pickles, and a mustard gravy. Both of them sound really good, and I can't wait to check them out. Now, they also have some beverages with alcohol, some different kinds of beer, and I see some wine as well. But just on the bottom, they have a spiced apple mule with some ginger beer. Sounds really good and really refreshing for today. How good does all of that poutine sound? And I love that they have two different styles for us to try. In all the pictures and videos I have seen of this new snack, it looks amazing as well. It looks like they're using a different kind of fry than your typical Disney quick service fry, so I am very excited to try them. But before we do, we're gonna try a little drink. I decided to order the spiced apple mule. This has frozen ginger beer blended with lively lime and cozy spiced apple flavors with iceberg Canadian vodka for $14.50. Now, I am not one to typically order a frozen cocktail. However, it is the only one on the menu, so I figured we had to try it out. Let's stir it up a little bit because I think all of that vodka is kind of on the top there. Looks very liquidy already. It's very hot out. I guess this does taste as advertised, like an apple-flavored mule, but just frozen. However, it tastes extremely artificial in the apple flavoring, and I was expecting a lot more of those cozy apple spices that they described on the menu, and I'm not really getting much of that at all. It's just a very strong artificial apple and ginger beer flavor. Although it wouldn't really fit with the summertime, I wish there was a little bit more of like a cinnamon kind of vibe going on. But yeah, I'm not picking up on that at all. It kind of tastes as if you mix a very artificial tasting applesauce with some ginger beer. I'm not getting much vodka in this whatsoever, but I guess it's fine. Now, would I get this over any of the other drinks around the World Showcase? Probably not. There is some very steep competition with some very great cocktails around the park. Even within the Canada Pavilion, the Ottawa Apple, I would probably say is better than this. So I would skip this next time. Now, they do also offer this without alcohol if you wanted. It's a lot cheaper at $6.29, and it is the same drink. Everything is the same, except they just don't put some vodka on top. Also, now that my drink is almost completely melted, I have to point out how boring this presentation is. Put a little apple chip, I don't know, a little sugar rim, something on this thing to make it fun looking, but no, it's literally just the slushy in the cup. I wish there was a cool garnish. So now onto the poutine, and as I was waiting to grab mine, it smelled delicious up there. I'm not sure if these fries are hand cut or what, but they certainly smell like it because it smelled exactly like a Five Guys. I can't tell you the last time I went to Five Guys, but I feel like Five Guys has a very specific scent to it. And the poutine stand smelled just like it because they were freshly frying up these fries as I was waiting there. And both of these poutines look so good. We'll start by digging into the Quebec style, which has French fries, cheese curds, and brown gravy for $10.99. Now, before the refreshment port closed, they served something very similar, just a classic poutine, and it was pretty much the same thing as this, fries with brown gravy and cheese curds. However, the fries, as I said, were just your typical Disney quick service frozen French fry, and these look so much better. Look at these fries, they're nice and thin. They have the skin on there, and they look so good. So let's just try the fries on their own without any gravy or cheese on them yet. I'm not sure if they're cutting these fries fresh in-house, but they certainly taste like it. These taste like freshly cut, thin cut fries, and they have a good crisp to them, but they're also a little bit soggy, which I feel like could be from that gravy kind of soaking into the fries a little bit there, and they are so good. They're not overly salted, but I feel like that's good because the gravy and the cheese is gonna add a lot of flavor in itself there. So I feel like they don't need too much salt. There should be a good amount in the gravy there. Now I'm hoping all the toppings aren't just on top of this bowl. I like when they kind of layer things. So we'll see if there's like enough gravy and cheese curds and stuff all throughout, or if it's all kind of just sitting on top and there's not enough. But I'm trying to grab some here. Oh yeah, that looks really good. This is so good, even better than I expected. The gravy has such a great depth to it. It's so flavorful. It tastes like a very extra flavorful turkey gravy. It tastes a little bit of like herbs in there, maybe some rosemary and some thyme, and that gravy is delicious. I also love that they did kind of layer this. I feel like they put a scoop of gravy on the bottom, then the fries and the gravy and cheese curds on top, because there is plenty of gravy to kind of soak into each fry. And these fries are totally the game changer. The fries on their own are very good. By the way, if you did want to order fries on their own and you didn't want all the stuff and all the toppings on it, you are able to order fries from there for, I believe, about $6. So that's definitely very good that you're able to order them plain. But I'm telling you, these toppings are so good. And I love how that gravy soaks into the fries. There's a great texture there because the ends of the fries are really crispy, but then the middle of them are soggy. But I actually really like that like sogginess from the gravy. And I haven't had that many poutines in the past, but I feel like every other poutine that I have had, there hasn't really been enough of the cheese curds on it for me. And here, there is plenty of cheese curds kind of sprinkled throughout. And I love that kind of chew and that bounce that they have because they don't melt. They just kind of get a little bit warm but stay cool as well. And that texture, every texture works really well, and so do the flavors. This is absolutely delicious. Trying the classic got me even more excited to try the other version we have, the Montreal. This has French fries, cheese curds, smoked meat, pickles, and mustard gravy for $12.49. Mustard gravy, how good does that sound? You guys know I love my mustard, so that mustard gravy really got me and sounds delicious. It was funny, when I was up there ordering, the cast member said, "Are the pickles okay?" when I ordered this, and I was like, yeah, the more pickles the better, I love pickles. And she's like, "Do you want extra?" And I was like, "Can you put extra?" And she's like, "Yeah, of course." So I got some extra pickles on here, and I love pickles, so I feel like that's gonna be good, but we gotta get a little bite with the meat, the pickle. We got meat, we got pickle, now we just need fry. Oh my God, I'm missing cheese curd. This is very difficult to get all in one on this little tiny fork that they give you. Okay, I almost got the curd. Now I'm missing the fry. Okay, there, oh no! Guys, this is very difficult. Okay, I got a fry. Officially have a fry. Guys, this one is really good as well. I love that they went all out with the toppings. There's so much cheese, so much meat, so much gravy, and so many pickles. The extra pickles are definitely the move. The pickles on this are so good. That like vinegary sourness that they kind of add, perfect. Of course, we have just those insane fries. I am obsessed with these fries. They are seriously that good. And that gravy on top, unbelievable. It's a mustard gravy, and they didn't hold back on the amount of mustard that they put in this. You could see the whole grains of mustard seed and stuff. It has a very strong mustard flavor, so like if you don't like mustard and you want to try this, maybe ask for it with the regular gravy. I'm sure they could do that, or don't get it because this has a strong mustard flavor. It reminds me a lot of like a pastrami sandwich, or I guess like corned beef, since we have what I believe is some beef brisket on here. And it reminds me of that because you get the mustard, you get the smoked meat, and then you get the pickles as well, which is what I like on a corned beef or pastrami sandwich. So it really reminds me of that, but just on top of French fries. And this is so good. And trying this kind that's kind of different is getting me really excited for the festivals here at Epcot, because before Refreshment Port closed, they always used to have a specialty poutine for whatever festival it was. They used to have a really good one with like some honey and stuff for the Flower and Garden Festival. They were always really good. So I'm hoping they kind of bring some different specialty poutines for the different festival. That would be amazing. But man, these are both winners for sure. If I had to choose one to get, I think I would choose the classic. It's just simple and done so well. But if you're into that like vinegary mustard pickle vibe, man, you really can't go wrong with either. Both of them are so good. Well, now that we've had what I think is some very delicious poutine, there is one other poutine in the park that I want to try. Le Cellier, which is also located in the Canada Pavilion, is serving a poutine on the appetizer menu. Now, this does cost a lot more than the poutines that we just tried, and you do have to have a reservation to try it out. But is it worth the extra price? Is it worth the reservation? We're gonna find out. We're gonna crown the Epcot Poutine Champion. Le Cellier is my favorite restaurant in the World Showcase, and usually when I dine here, it's for one of their delicious steaks, but today we are here for something a little different. And now we'll take a quick look over the menu, starting with the appetizers. You can see they have the classic Canadian cheddar cheese soup. That is always good here. I've also had the mussels. They are quite delicious, but of course, we're here for that signature poutine at the top. They have plenty of steaks, a filet, a ribeye, a strip steak, also a pork chop, and this ribeye for two that I am determined to get one of these days. But usually I just go with the 16-ounce ribeye. It is so good, but it can be hit or miss sometimes. They have some enhancements you could add on and some other entrees that don't really involve steak as well. I've heard really good things about this chicken dish. They have some seafood and plenty of sides. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Have you ever told you the story of the bread?
No.
So it represents different regions in Canada. The pretzel bread represents the Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario region. They host the second largest Oktoberfest outside of Munich, Germany. And then the multigrain oat roll represents our prairie provinces in the center of Canada, which produce over 50% of North America's total grains.
That's so cool. Thank you. So before our poutine could arrive, I was just brought out the bread. And how cool was that each bread kind of has a different backstory to it. I always love the bread here, specifically this pretzel roll. It's nice and warmed, and of course it's served with the maple butter here as well. The maple butter gives it such a unique flavor. And the bread is warm enough that it's kind of just melting that butter. Oh yeah, we got some of that salt as well. It's so good. I think I always love the pretzel bread so much that I never end up trying this multigrain bread, but today is the day. Why not try it out? It has almost like a honey wheat flavor and reminds me a little bit of like the Outback Steakhouse brown bread. They're both pretty good, but the pretzel bread reigns supreme, especially with that maple butter.
That'll melt down the cheese, let those flavors get to know each other. Perfect way to start.
Well, our poutine has arrived, and how awesome was that little tableside gravy pour? I loved it. This looks amazing, and I can't wait to dig in. This is the signature poutine with hand-cut fries, cheese curds, cheddar, and Cabernet Demi for $19. $19 is quite pricey, especially since this is looking like the same portion size here. And right off the bat, I'm noticing a couple of differences. First of all, we have some fresh chives on top, which is nice. These fries also look a lot different. They're not as thin, and they look more similar to the classic Disney fry. Although we have a little bit more skin on there, they just look way different than the fries that we had in the previous poutine. But I think the main difference is going to be that gravy. As soon as the cast member came over here and started pouring that gravy on these fries, I smelled this very rich red wine flavor, and it smells amazing. I could still smell it now, so I can't wait to try this here. Let's get a little cheese curd, a little fry, see how it is. As soon as you take a bite of this here, you are just hit in the face with that red wine flavor, and it is so good. It tastes exactly like a red wine demi-glace that you might get on a steak, and I love a red wine demi on a steak, so it's really good on these fries here. It's so rich, it's so deep, and in a way it's so rich that it's almost very filling. I really like the cheese curds on here, and there's some shredded cheddar cheese on here as well, which I find interesting. The chives are nice. The fries are definitely thicker, and they don't have that like super crispy feel that the edges of the other fries had. I feel like I really like this. I just like the fries on the other one more. The fries on the other one are better, which is so crazy. I think the gravy on the other poutine was really good, but it's really hard to compete with the gravy that you have on this one here. The other one had a lot of flavor. This somehow has even more flavor, and it's so good. Usually I don't like soggy fries, but for some reason, when the fries get soggy in poutine, It's just so good. So if I could make my perfect poutine from the Canada Pavilion, it would be taking the fries from over there at the Poutinerie, bringing them over here and loading them with all these toppings. Because the cheddar cheese here is really good as well. It's nice and sharp, so it adds like an extra sharp flavor. This is really good. And if I had to choose one poutine, I think I would go with this one, just because that gravy is just so unbelievable on here. But if you don't want to spend the money or sit down at Le Cellier for an entire meal, the poutine from outside will definitely do the trick. After all that poutine, I had to change things up a little bit, and I ordered the heritage chicken for my entree. This has crispy potatoes, roasted peppers, a spiced yogurt, and a harissa herb dressing for $41. I've mentioned my Facebook group on here a handful of times, which, by the way, if you are not a member of the Main Street Foodies, make sure you guys go join over on Facebook. The link is in the description. I have all of you guys share your Disney dining recommendations, questions, and stuff with me and all of the other members. But that is how I found out about this chicken. It comes highly recommended from one of the members, Randall, and he always says he loves to get this chicken here at Le Cellier, which is a little interesting because you would think to get a steak. But I've been eyeing this chicken ever since he has recommended it. And it doesn't necessarily look how I expected, because it looks very crispy, and I actually just touched the skin. The skin on this chicken is really quite crispy. I expected it to be more of like a roasted chicken, and I also expected like the yogurt and the different dressings that it comes with to kind of be under the chicken. However, it looks like it's just kind of coating the bowl that the potatoes are served in, and there are so many potatoes in this bowl here. It is actually way too much, but we have to try this chicken here first. So let's cut a little piece off. I'm hoping it tastes as crispy as it feels, and I'm really hoping it's not dry, because without that sauce, it could be a little bit dry. Let's try it out. Not dry at all. So I had always heard so many things about this chicken, but I was a little worried when it was presented in front of me, because it did look like it was potentially going to be very dry. But like I said, this is not dry at all. It's like buttery and super seasoned. The skin is so good on this chicken here. The skin is seasoned amazingly, super salty, and that seasoning has kind of seeped into the chicken, flavoring it really nicely. Why are they serving such good chicken at Le Cellier? It doesn't really make much sense, but I'm here for it. It's really hard to understand how they're cooking this chicken, because it, in a way, tastes like fried chicken, but I feel like it's either like baked or pan-seared. Either way, I am so beyond impressed. And we still have these potatoes here to try, which, just like the chicken, look like they are seasoned so well. There's so much seasoning on these. Really good, nice and soft. That seasoning tastes like a dry chimichurri seasoning, kind of, but it's delicious. I didn't get any of that yogurt or any of that sauce. The yogurt's kind of just around the edge of the bowl, and it looks like they're sitting in a little bit of butter as well. That yogurt with the potato is really good. It almost tastes like sour cream. I just need more of it because there's not quite enough. I wish they drizzled some on top as well. The roasted peppers are good. The potatoes are good. The chicken is good. This is a really good dish, and it's a lot cheaper than a lot of the other stuff on the menu. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit cheaper and maybe not to spend as much money, but still looking for something delicious, go with the chicken at Le Cellier. Who would have thought? Somehow I saved a little bit of room for dessert, and there are only 4 options on this menu. They have a chocolate cheesecake, a maple creme brulee, a wine cellar plant-based banana split, as well as this option here, the boutique collection, with some different tarts, truffles, macarons. All of them sound really good. I believe last time I was here I had the maple creme brulee, but my favorite dessert that they serve here isn't even on this menu. It's actually a kid's dessert. They have a chocolate mousse that's shaped like a moose, and it is so good. The chocolate mousse here is amazing, and usually that's what I would go for, but we're going to try something a little bit different today, and I decided to order the Wine Cellar's banana split. This is a roasted banana frozen dessert with Bing cherries, chantilly, and a walnut praline for $13. So I was a little hesitant to order this. I was between the chocolate cheesecake and this, since I haven't tried either of them. And I thought the chocolate cheesecake would be a little bit too much since I am quite full. So I went with the plant-based dessert. Now I believe we have like a plant-based banana gelato on the bottom. See all that crunchy pecan praline, and look at that caramelized banana. what the heck? I didn't expect this to look nearly as good as it actually looks. I don't know. This might be like a hidden gem. Fine. I don't have any of the banana or cherry yet, but still, this looks great. The banana ice cream on its own is really good. It's a lot lighter than actual ice cream. It's almost like fluffy, but it has a really great banana flavor. I love that crunchy pecan praline, but when this really shines is when you get a bite with the cherries. There's like cherry syrup on the bottom as well. The cherry combined with the banana is so good. I also love that banana on here. It's like caramelized, but then they brulee the top a little bit as well, so it has a good crunch. Overall, this is really good. So impressive, especially for a plant-based dessert. As a plant eater, as a non-plant-based eater, I would totally get this again. This is like a delicious sundae. The attention to detail and the little things that are in this that you wouldn't expect to find, so good. Well, that is going to do it for our day here in Epcot. We had so much great new food, so much great new Canadian food. And you know, for a while in Canada, the only food we had to kind of grab and go was the maple popcorn, which is good. But it's nice to have a new savory option that definitely lives up to the hype. I think that poutine is going to be a must for me when snacking or eating around the world. You can make it a meal or you could share it and make it kind of a snack. But it was super impressive, and all the food we had at Cellier today was great as well. And the winner in terms of the best poutine in the Canada Pavilion for me is Cellier, but just by a tiny hair, just by a little bit. Let me know if you guys have tried both and which one you kind of prefer. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you to everyone over on Patreon. I really, really appreciate your support. As always, if you enjoy honest Disney food reviews, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.